Hello and welcome back to Thoughts, Feelings, Emotions. I'm your host, Dan Weller, and I'm joined with you as always by excellent co-host Danny Frankham.
Anime is the scum of the earth.
Cool.
Anyway, moving on.
My smartwatch is telling me about idle for too long.
Yeah, congratulations, you have a smartwatch.
No, I'm just saying being lazy apparently.
Yeah, my Fitbit tells me that all the time. It's like, oh, you should do this more steps. And I'm like, nope. And that's about it for today.
Let's start the podcast off with what have you been up to? What have you done in the past week that you would recommend?
I've watched Marvel's Behind the Mask, which is their documentary on the sort of history behind some of their like more racially and feministly driven character reasons why. It's just them going, hey, look, we made some mistakes in the past, and here's how we were rectifying them, and then here's how the how these legacy characters like Black Panther and Captain Marvel and all of that got created and why and whatnot, and it was quite interesting.
Fair enough.
It's a bunch of comic book writers all telling how they got hired by Marvel and what Marvel was doing, and there's some interesting stuff on there.
So Marvel being Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel just saying, well, look, we've done some shitty things in the past, like we created Black Panther just to kind of say we had a black character, and now we got to try and turn him into an actual hero rather than just a black stereotype, or Captain Marvel as just a really sexed up costumed woman who has powers and not actually have any reason like to fight crime.
Yeah.
Give them purpose and stuff. Actually make them characters rather than just objects that were there to sell money, which they still are.
Well, this week I watched the Mars rover landing of Perseverance.
Yes, he did.
I know you're annoyed about it because it took place during the recording of our podcast, but I was like, no, I'm watching this.
Yeah, made me pause, made me have to edit. Pain in the ass.
I mean, it's not true. We recorded afterwards.
You made me pause and then make me record another one.
Anyway, it was worth it.
If you want to listen to that,
cool.
It's out now.
Yes, TBO on last Friday.
Yes.
And yeah, it was a cool experience. I was happy I was there, experiencing it live.
I watched the video later. It was okay.
Yeah, because you didn't watch it live.
I was there live. I saw your reaction, and I was like, I don't care. I'll watch the video later. And then I watched the video later, and hey, lo and behold, it happened. We'll get more into it later on in the show.
Well, let's go to the first topic of the evening, which is, why does this exist?
Yeah, a Tampa Bay man who built a guitar from his uncle's skeleton.
Yep, that is very annoying. Annoying? That's not the word. Creepy. It's very creepy.
I mean, it's kind of annoying. But yeah, his uncle was a big rock fan. And so when he died, his nephew was like, how do I honor my uncle's legacy? And so he went to his mother and asked, do you think your brother would have liked this? And she was like, no. And then eventually he managed to finally convince her, and he managed to turn the
It does
skeleton.
look creepy.
Yeah,
So
it's the ribs and the pelvis.
Yeah, ribs, pelvis, and spine.
Bits of the spine.
Yeah,
and apparently
spine, yeah.
he did an interview and he was like, the experience of drilling into bone is one of the worst smells he's ever experienced in his life.
Well, I'm not surprised. You're not supposed to do that.
Oh no,
It is very creepy.
Yeah, but I mean.
Oh.
Also, it's not like a very good guitar because it's only got like 3 strings, so it's not, because the rib cage isn't big enough to house more than like a couple strings, so you can only play a couple notes on it, so you can only do certain things, and it's not really rocking. But I mean, if I had the option of having my body turned into a guitar, I'd go piano or keyboard or xylophone, you know.
Not a PS4
classics.
Controller?
No.
PS5 controller? Sorry, no.
I don't know how you do that. Crack my skull and then have the escape of the skull sort of.
Melt down the bone. I don't know if that's possible. Melt down the bone.
No, Dan. You can't melt down bone.
Why not?
I just don't think there's a melting temperature before it stops burning. Yeah, I'd imagine that. And also, burning bones apparently is awful as well, because apparently from the drilling he was doing, drilling into it smells awful, so you wouldn't want to burn bones. You do acid for bones, Dan.
Yeah.
That's every serial killer's dream, is acid. That's how you do it.
Yeah. So I am thoroughly creeped out at the start of the podcast episode already.
I think the dude enjoys it. He's honoring his uncle in some strange way.
Maybe. Kind of. But
I think he would appreciate if he put more strings on it, but you know, can't really do that.
Yeah, apart from an unusable guitar that, you know.
It's usable. There's video of him
Not
playing
really
it.
as a guitar.
No, he can play a couple notes.
It's not even a ukulele.
I don't know enough about guitars to actually have like a knowledge of whether or not it's bass, acoustic, or whatever one that you would use for rock.
No idea.
Yeah, but shall we move on, Dan, to stream that movie news into my head? Play that intro.
It doesn't exist. Sorry, people.
It does exist, but we haven't done it yet. So Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber are still beefing.
Of course they
That
are.
orchestra's tied up with the next John Williams project.
So the first news topic for Stream That Movie News into my head is Carl Urban is up for the role of Kraven the Hunter in its solo movie.
Yeah, which is interesting because he's already in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I
But
didn't
this is
realise
the-
he was until...
He's in Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, no, I didn't realise until I watched the Ragnarok. I was like, oh, he's there.
Yeah. But they also had rumors that Keanu Reeves was going to be Kraven the Hunter. And I think that one might work better, just in terms of continuity, if they want to do continuity. But then again, they're bringing in everyone from every other Spider-Man universe. So you can have characters who look the same and they'll still pop up.
Yeah,
Spoilers for WandaVision, certain characters turn up with different character orientations from different franchises and whatnot.
Yeah, we
And
just
then-
wait and see what happens, I suppose. It's only rumour. I mean, it's not even a rumour, really. It's just he's up for the role.
Someone's just done a picture of Carl Urban dressed up, and then every news outlet, probably Screen Rant's gone, fan castings. We love just speculating and saying they're officially on the roll. They've got it. Even though there's no word from any of the press, it's just fan cast picture. Hey, that means news. We get to clickbait the shit out of you.
It's kind of a similar story like Taron Egerton.
Taron Egerton, yeah.
That's the one. So sorry, mate. He's not watching the podcast, but
How can you not pronounce Taron Egerton correctly? Unknown actor until after Kingsman, Taron Egerton.
yeah. Anyway, he was rumored to be Wolverine.
Yeah, I like that casting though. You do it all right, I think.
There's been many.
Also,
people
Keanu
rumoured.
Reeves has been rumored to be Wolverine. Keanu Reeves is he's also been rumored to be Silver Surfer. He's also been rumored. He's been rumored for every he's been Fantastic, Mr. Fantastic. They just want him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Well, talking about the Fantastic Four, Chris Evans is rumored to return as Human Torch in Doctor Strange 2.
Yeah, so this would be probably a sort of reprisal of his role in the Fantastic Four from the two Fox versions.
Yeah.
And not the other Fox version.
Well, that
And
no
then
one
the other
likes.
Fox version. Well, there's like 4 different Fox versions because there's the one from like the 90s or something.
Yeah.
It's like really campy and shit. And then there's the 2 from like the early 2000s, which are all right. I liked them when I was
Yeah, I
growing up.
liked it. I don't think.
And then there's
too
the
bad,
2015, 2014 Fantastic Four.
Utterly awful.
Fan Four Stick. Horrible name.
It's just terrible film.
It's not it's bland and that nothing happens until like the end, and then they
It's like
ruin
that.
Doctor Doom,
Yeah.
and they just all punch him a bit, and then he gets sucked into a portal, and that's how they beat him.
Well, the worst part is all kids.
They also there's a moment in that movie where they're at a children's science fair, and he's got a teleporter, and then he loses to a child at a children's thing when he has a teleporter, and then apparently Susan Storm's dad is just there at a children's fair hiring children. I guess
The film doesn't make sense.
nah.
I don't think we need to relive it. It's just a bad film.
It's just a really weird moment in that film. It's like they're trying to compete with like a child, and he just steals a kid's toy car and just puts it in his teleporter.
But I
And
am
then
looking forward to Marvel Cinematic Universe version.
I don't know if it depends on who they cast. I think Zac Efron is like front head runner in terms of fan casting for Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
And then I guess maybe if they want to do it, it's John Krasinski and Emily Blunt as Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman, Sue Storm. And then I have no idea who would be picked for the. They'd probably do The Rock as Ben Grimm because that's just. The dumb choices. Oh, he's a rock monster and his name's... That's just... It's gonna happen, and I think... Because he's already on the Disney payroll because he's doing that Jungle Cruise thing, and it's gonna... I hate him. I don't like The Rock.
Why
He's in
not?
too many
Because
he's in too many... Yeah, but he's in too many franchises that I like, and the only reason I go and watch him in anything is because he's in the franchises that I like, but I don't like him in those franchises.
He's not that
He's like
bad.
the least interesting part of those franchises.
I think you're not doing him justice.
No, he's just in too much shit. He's in too many things. It's annoying.
He gets around.
Yeah, he's also one of the highest paid actors because he just goes and does everything. And then for whatever reason, people like him. I just don't get it. He's fine. He's not a good actor, though. He's just in a lot of stuff. That's why people go and see him.
Well, talking about doing everything, Disney is making films out of everything they own because they're now doing a Disney Cruella film, and the trailer's just been released.
Yeah, what do you think?
I don't
think it was
mind it.
alright. Yeah, it's Emma Stone.
To be fair, it looked a bit like a horror film, not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think someone pointed out though, do the dogs just hate her already because she hasn't skinned them alive yet or tried to? And then I don't know. I think it's an interesting idea. I don't know how well it's going to do. I'm going to watch it unless it's their Disney Plus premium program.
It probably might be. It might actually
Because I don't think this is going to cinemas. I think this is going straight to Disney Plus. But I don't know if they're going to charge $30 for it because I haven't seen any like advertise. I think it was saying Disney Plus, but I think they've already done live action Dalmatians, and then they have the cartoon.
Oh wait, yeah, that one. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and that was an alright.
It does look quite good, like all the effects and stuff, like the camera shots. It looks quite good.
It looks fun.
Yeah,
I don't know how well it will be.
And it's
I trust
Emma Stone as the main actress.
Yeah, she's good. I like her.
Oh, what's her name? Oh, Nanny McPhee actress. What's her name?
Oh, no idea.
Oh.
Never watched. I think I may be watching Nanny McPhee like once.
She's been in a lot of films. What's her name?
Is it Maggie Smith?
Might be Maggie Smith. That sounds familiar.
Is it Nanny McPhee? 2005. Jesus Christ, how old was I?
Emma Thompson. That's it.
Ah, yeah, she's in a lot of stuff. Colin Firth. Oh, that kid who's in everything that like no one likes.
Mark Strong was in it.
Thomas Brody Sangster. That's his name. Fuck, I've never known that.
It's a classic
kid's name.
Disney live action film. They usually get like a quite big famous cast involved.
Yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be okay, I imagine. I'm sure it'll get ridiculed because everyone hates on the Disney live action stuff, like just because they're not very good.
The first Maleficent wasn't too bad.
Not watched it. I watched Aladdin. That's bad. I watched not Jungle Book. I watched the Andy Serkis Jungle Book. That was bad. I've watched Lion King. That was all right. Everyone hated that just because it's like childhood classic, and they ruined it because they made it all live action and realistic, and they didn't make the mouths move properly.
Yeah, they just hate on it, don't they? Really?
It's technically incredible. It's just okay as a movie.
Isn't it like entirely CGI though, the whole film?
There's only one shot, and it's the opening shot from like the savannah, like where it's like that's the only light.
Well, what do you expect them to do?
Yeah, but everything else is CG. Like all the grass, all the rocks, it's just a tech demo, basically. A tech demo that made billions, and that's just like, we're going to use all of this tech to make everything CGI in the future. And it's just like, well, this is what your childhood has become because you don't care, and then you claim you care, but you still go see it. So,
well, did you ever play Mortal Kombat in your childhood?
I've played a couple Mortal Kombats. I've played I think the one that I enjoyed the most was the Injustice one, which is DC's.
Oh yeah, I love that game.
Yeah, because you can get Mortal Kombat characters in it, and I was like, you can get Scorpion and shit, and that's made by the same people who do the Mortal Kombat things. And I do like fighting games. I'm just not very good at them.
Well, talk about Mortal Kombat. Have you seen the Mortal Kombat trailer?
Yes, I have. I was the one who posted it. Mortal Kombat. Wrong tune, wrong beat, but we'll ignore it.
I mean, I was interested at first, but I got kind of a bit bored in the middle of the trailer.
I mean, it's justifiable. It is just a showcase of them going, hey, it's that character, the one you know and love. And I don't know and love any of them except for like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, because they're the only ones I know.
Yeah, the
and maybe
the style looks interesting. Like, actually good story to it. Then it's like, oh, is it just gonna be action? Just that.
Well, that's all Mortal Kombat is.
Yeah, I know. And of course,
the entire premise of the game is just to make people fight.
And then they have the line
fatalities.
Because they have the line at the end say, "Finish him."
Yeah. They also have the original musical beat, like the music from the game, like the Mortal Kombat. Good. At least I think. It's definitely the Mortal Kombat theme.
The film's coming onto your favorite streaming service full time.
It's only coming out for a month. They only do it for a month.
Oh, well then it's good.
They take it off after. Yeah, they take it off after a month, and then they'll bring it back because they're doing the way they do it is because Wonder Woman came off HBO Max.
This is really dumb.
They theatrically release it at the same time with the HBO release, and that's the agreement that they've done with cinemas, so that they can't just release it onto HBO Max and have it there permanently.
Oh, right.
So it has to go to cinemas. So they release it theatrically at the same time as cinemas, but they have to take it off after a month on HBO Max and then bring it back after 6 months when they do the normal DVD release once the theatrical run is ended.
HBO Max is too much money, man.
Yeah, it's 25 quid. Like
too
Disney
much.
Plus is going up, but it's only going up by like 4 quid, and it's only going to be like 9 quid.
I was going to change it to a yearly subscription, but I can't. It won't let me.
Yeah, you got to do it before.
It won't let me.
Cancel your thing and then re-sign up.
No, but it won't cancel until the 28th, which is after it goes up.
Sucks to be you. Should have done it first.
Yeah, well.
I don't know why you didn't do it. Why would you do monthly?
Because to be fair, I'll probably cancel it after Winter Soldier comes out.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it because they're gonna have all the Fox stuff. So I just want to keep. I want to watch all the Fox stuff that's on it.
I probably won't.
Because I might finally watch all of the Alien movies and all of the Terminator and Predator and shit. Because I need to watch them, and then I can watch like Family Guy, Futurama again, bunch of other stuff. There's gonna be a lot of content on there, so it's gonna be worth keeping. Like Disney Plus at the moment is only worth it for WandaVision and The Mandalorian and the back catalogue of all the Disney, Marvel, and Star Wars films.
Well, talking about content that's worth it, the Justice League trailer has just dropped.
Yeah.
Well, I say
My
just
God.
last Sunday, but
Yeah, but we'd published by then, or the day after, but we'd already recorded. So we'd seen all the teaser trailers, and guess what? All of the shots from the teaser trailer were in this, but they have the Joker at the end going, "We are in a society."
great
Because
scene.
that's a that's a meme, and HBO and Warner Brothers are all about embracing the memes because they've realized their movies are shit, so they need to get people on with memes.
The thing that annoys me most about this trailer, why is it in a 4:3 aspect ratio?
Oh yeah, that's
Why?
apparently what Zack Snyder wanted from the very beginning.
So is the whole
Is
film in
to-
4:3?
No,
Okay, it's not that much of a man then.
but he wanted to make the film in 4:3
Why?
because he's all about artistic integrity.
No, you're not case.
No, yeah, it's stupid. But what annoys me about this is someone pointed this out to me. If you didn't already have the concept of what Justice League was prior to this, you'd have no fucking clue what's going on in this trailer. It's only because if you know what Justice League is, you have any clue of what's going on.
That's true. It doesn't
Because
explain
it's
anything.
just shots of characters looking at stuff with no explanation of what is happening, what the premise is, why people are fighting, or anything. There's like no backlog of why any of this is happening.
I mean, I
And
can't
that's
wait
not
for
a
them-
good trailer.
I can't wait to never watch it because it's on HBO Max.
I'm gonna pirate it like hell. I'm not paying for this. I'm not. Also, apparently, if there's a box, I got an email because I had signed up to HBO Max at one point, and so they continuously sent me emails about their service. And there's a Justice League meal kit that you can get shipped to you, and it's got a whole bunch of stuff in it.
That's
and it
so
was
stupid.
and it's like 100 and
stupid.
something plus quid, and I was just like, no, I don't want this. But what I was gonna say is, if it is coming to cinemas, because it's 4 hours long, in the middle of it, they're gonna take a 10-minute break.
You have to. I mean, you can't not.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't want that. I don't want to have to suddenly have the movie interrupted if I'm in cinemas to have a 10-minute break so that everyone else can go shit themselves and piss themselves in a bathroom.
You kind of
it's
have
like-
to. It's like it's such a long film.
Yeah, but I don't want that. I can sit in a cinema
The
for
film should
4
be 4
hours.
hours.
No, it's stupid. And the only reason it's 4 hours is because of HBO Max. If it was only a cinema release, they'd have put it as at least 3 hours. They would have cut a lot of it out. Like, I don't get this. I don't get why people want this, and I don't get it. I just don't.
But unfortunately, people aren't you, and they have the same opinions as you.
Yeah, but I still think this is going to tank. It's going to tank, and it's going to be one of those movies that people go, oh, it's the greatest thing in the world, solely because it exists, because they got fan recognition.
Yeah,
They-
yeah, I agree
It's
exactly
not
with
going to
that.
fail, but it's going to fail because only the people who wanted this are like a very small minority. Everyone else doesn't care.
So basically,
Like-
anyone who's got a brain is going to hate it, and anyone who hasn't is going to love it.
No, not even that. It's just going to be people are going to watch it because it's on there, and then it's never going to get referenced again. But it's going to only be the people who wanted it that are going to reference it and say it's the greatest thing in the world.
They're
So
going
there's
to
going to
say
be
it's better than the Dark Knight trilogy.
Fuck them. Fuck them if they. This is not. No. All credit to him. If it's good, I I will do nothing, but it's just...
My life will not change in the slightest.
No, but I will give him credit if it's good. But just from previous track record, the fact that it looks absolute garbage from what I've seen in the trailers, and I have a pretty good trailer radar. Like, I can tell what I'm going to like from a trailer. That's what trailers are there for, to make you interested in a film. If a trailer doesn't interest me, it fails to make me go and watch it. And so this is failing to make me go and watch it. But I'm going to watch it just to see if it's any good. So it's got my curiosity. It does not have my commitment. And
we'll wait and see.
Releases sometime in March, I think. Like March 18th.
I do want to see it, because I just want to see what it was like.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it, because I'm going to have to find a way to watch it. I don't even know if I'm going to pay for a one-month subscription to HBO Max and then just watch it on a VPN and then never subscribe again.
Yeah, maybe.
The problem is I want to watch King Kong versus Godzilla, and that's going to HBO Max and going to cinemas, but we don't have cinemas open. So I'm going to
because of COVID, people. COVID's great.
Yeah, I know it's great, but I want to watch stuff in cinemas again. I miss it. My Cineworld card is just sitting there doing nothing. Thank fuck they don't charge me for it.
I don't have a Cineworld next to me.
I don't. Mine's at work. I have to go to after work.
Yeah.
Although they might be building one near me. It might be a rumor. They're definitely building a cinema chain in my town. But there already is a cinema. It's not a Cineworld.
Well, I think that's the end of the movie news. Let's go on to We've Lost the Control of the News.
Yeah. Cue that intro.
I was waiting for you to say that. And the first one is Xbox has doubled down on accessibility in gaming, pledging to support game developers.
Yeah. I imagine this entails them helping develop code and everything that allows the stuff like The Last of Us does, where it's all accessibility and you have options in the game menus to change all of it, and they're just going to pump in their resources to help do it. I imagine this is going to be primarily... It's going to probably primarily be the Xbox exclusives. They're probably going to do this with Fallout and all the Bethesda stuff if they get the acquire. That's still happening. I think that they still have to acquire it yet.
I mean, they should do.
They'll probably will, and it'll probably ruin gaming forever. Not that it affects me in the slightest, because one, I don't care about any of the game franchises that they're buying, and two, I'm never going to buy an Xbox, so it doesn't really affect me. I
mean, everyone should play games.
I always give Xbox credit when they do stuff like this, because everyone should be able to play games, and it is a good thing.
Yes.
Everyone should have the access,
because they can make people buy games who can't normally play it.
Yeah, but it's one thing that Sony does really well is have their first-party games accessible, and if Microsoft's going to do it, then that's great. That's bloody credit to them. I shit on them a lot because they make some stupid shit, but I'm like, credit where credit's due. That gaming pad thing that they have where you can plug in 100 different extensions into it is one of the best things in tech.
And it looks cool.
Yeah, it's just a nice thing that they've done, and I genuinely give them credit, because my brother's disabled, so I'm just like, well, if he could get access to gaming, then that's great.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, speaking more of Microsoft...
Talking more about Microsoft announces FPS boost feature for Xbox Series X and backwards compatible games. Yeah,
so a couple of backwards compatible Xbox games, so their back catalog, 360 titles and everything, are going to get frames per second boosts.
Too many FPSs in the world.
Yeah, first-person shooter was the first thing that came to my mind, and I was like, why would they be getting boosts in first-person shooters? But no, it's frame rates. They're getting frame rate boosts.
That'd
so you can play
cool, like the old CODs, 120 frames per second.
I don't think it's going to be that. It's going to just bump them up to a solid 30 or a solid 60 potentially.
Nothing. They use AI because Microsoft's got a lot of AI. They could.
But they're not going to do that. It's just going to be slight tweaks so that they're a bit more solid. So they're actually utilizing the tech rather than having an Xbox Series X that can run at 120 frames per second and having a game run at 24 or 30, dropping continuously because it's not built to. Which ones? I think they've got a couple games that are going to be in it. So there is... Choose these 5 first games are both popular and show the range of the improvements. New Super Lucky's Tale has been pushed up to 120 frames per second. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, probably.
UFC 4. I'm guessing that's not a heavily graphical game though.
No.
UFC 4 has been specifically tailored to run at 60 frames per second on the Xbox Series S. Watch Dogs 2 is going to be upscaled, frame rate.
I mean, that's good. That's a good thing to have.
Sniper Elite 4, Far Cry 4. Okay, so at least for now, they're doing Far Cry 4, New Super Lucky's Tale, Sniper Elite 4, UFC 4, a lot of 4s, and Watch Dogs 2, which is half of 4.
Also 4 2. 4 takeaway 2.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I got
2 is my
message.
favorite number.
Popular.
And then, yeah, I'm guessing they're going to add more and more as they develop this, because it's going to be an interesting development. Because why not? Why not try and make games from the past run better?
I mean, makes you want to go play it more again. Because, I mean, now that I've experienced, the upper frames rate, I can't go back.
Well, that's why you have a PlayStation 5, and you can slightly run games faster.
Well, that's why I can't go back to playing Rocket League on PS4. I can't play it anymore. Cause
I'll play it on PS5. It's really well. It works well.
Oh, yeah, but I have PS5.
They need to update it so there's a PS5 version, because that would be good. Because it's still running on the PS4 version, but it does run a lot better on a PS5 and PC. I have played it on PC.
I don't think it makes much difference anyway. It's Rocket League. It's not like the most graphically.
No, it's but it's the reaction time where stuff like the clicking and the all of that, and what happens on screen versus what your controller does or your keyboard. That's what you want.
I mean, it
latency.
says something that I went from being a bronze on PS4. I couldn't get out of it. That I've went straight to a gold on PC. Anyway, that was a bit of a weird sidetrack. Let's get back on track with Epic Games has filed an antitrust complaint against Apple in Europe.
Yeah, so the battle between Epic Games and Apple continues, with Epic Games also putting more and more lawsuits against Apple.
This is the showdown of the century. Epic.
Because
Apple.
Europe, the thing is, what Epic's doing here is basically, because Europe's already trying to file lawsuits against Apple for antitrust practices. So Epic's just jumping on the train, trying to get their argument of 30% is a rip-off on the Apple Store, because they're suing them for that. Yeah, because there's only two markets, Android and Apple, and Microsoft's one, if they're still doing that, then you're like, well, we don't want to have to pay you 30% to get our games on there and pay you 30% of all microtransactions that we get in there. And it's like, and then it's the fact that you can't then take it out of the store to then purchase stuff. You have to go through the Microsoft or the Apple thing to get the things and the V-Bucks or whatever the fuck they are. And I'm kind of on Epic's.
Getting your V-Bucks?
I had loads of V-Bucks when I played that game. I still have V-Bucks, I'm pretty sure, if I went back and played it.
Maybe we play it again. I think they've had a lot of Marvel characters last time I saw. I
was tempted to do that, but then I was just like, this game's super sweaty at the moment, and I don't want to play that, because I hate when
all the kids destroying you on Fortnite? The 9-year-old kids?
They were destroying me before.
To be fair, as you get older, your reaction times get lesser and lesser.
Yeah, I did go back and play Destiny 2 though, and that got better because they updated, they added the new.
They've changed
DLC.
a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, and I can actually do stuff now because it's not broken.
It's
still broken, but I haven't gone that far. I only played like the first couple missions.
They overhauled Gambit and Crucible.
Yeah, I imagine to nerf the fucking superpower of darkness.
It's not just that; it's also the Valor ranks.
Or stasis. It's stasis, isn't it? It's called stasis.
Yeah, stasis. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the new ones. New ones are cool. Or sound cool.
I'm gonna go back, but once crossplay's in and we can play together, then it'll be good.
Yeah, we've played so much.
Yeah. Epic, and Apple.
Tangents. Do you know
whose side are you on?
Well, I don't like Epic, and I don't like Apple, but I hate Apple more, so I'm going to go aside Epic.
I think Epic's got the better argument. Apple's is kind of just, well, the only downside to the Epic one is they intentionally broke it. So on the actual law side, Apple is in the right.
Yeah.
But in terms of, like, if they can get Apple to have to change their laws, then their lawsuit can become, like, optional. And a lot of people don't like Apple because of the... And we'll get into sort of something similar in Tech Time. But, yeah, because it's just... I just think Apple's got... It's like a monopoly on it at the moment. And the only benefit is, like, Android. And Android is still 30% as well. And it's the fact... And they don't do anything. All they're doing is housing it. And yeah, that's good enough.
But it's like how to get the money in it, really. Like, how did Google make the money?
The advertising.
Yeah, but it's that as well. Like,
they make more from advertising.
Well, yeah, obviously, but
this is why. Okay, do you want to just move into Tech Time because I want to talk about this one?
Yeah, let's go Tech Time. With Tech Time now. There we go. Carry on talking.
Add the intro. Basically, Facebook is blocking all of Australia's news from Facebook.
Like, that was insane when I saw that. I was like, what?
Basically, because Australia is trying to implement laws that Facebook will have to pay to have news on their website.
Yeah.
So I think we may have spoken about this like months ago.
It was rumored, wasn't it? It was like
it was a rumored law that Australia was going to put in place, and then if Australia put it in place, then it was going to potentially spiral out to the rest of the world because Australia's got pretty strict ruling, and so they'd have to kind of do it across the board, and then a lot of other countries were going to consider it as well.
But Facebook's
and so
got the
basically,
power play. Yeah.
yeah, because they're basically doing a dick waggling contest against an entire country's government and going, well, look, you're either going to charge us or we're just not going to have your news on there. And this isn't even passed yet. So they're doing this before the bill is passed. So this isn't a rule that they have to do, but they're just blocking everything. And also it's resulted in a lot of shit because a lot of stuff that isn't actually considered news is blocked. So all of like the emergency, like the weather has been blocked, like weather updates, like cancer, like hospital things have been blocked, police things have been blocked. There's like a whole list of just website like pages that have been blocked because it's Facebook's algorithm has just basically gone anything that's promoting like news is just banned.
Well, yeah,
so
I mean,
it's far too heavy.
Like Facebook's got the power play here. I mean, if you don't let them make more money, or
but it's also Google as well. Google is also in the position of they're just going to maybe block all news on there.
Well, just big companies. They're basically saying like, look, if you put strict sanctions on us, we're just going to take money away from you.
Yeah, because Google is also they're both in the negotiation stage with the Australian government to basically go, hey, look, maybe don't put money restrictions on us so that we have to pay news because look, in terms of news media, it's shit.
Yeah,
because
I hate
Facebook
news.
is because this might be a good thing for Australia. Not having news on Facebook might actually make Australia a better place because no more fake news, no more news.
Well, the worst part is it's all targeted news.
Yeah.
So if you're left, it'll make you far left. It's why there's a divide in America.
Yeah, because the way they work is if you show interest in one thing, it will push more and more. It's the same thing with YouTube. If you search for one thing far right, it will push you further and further down the far right because their algorithm is looking for engagement, and they know that if you look at one thing, you'll be maybe interested in the next thing, and then you'll go down a rabbit hole. That's how you get like
it's not
QAnon.
intentional.
No, it's just an AI is trying to understand what you want to watch, so it will push you more and more to one side because you'll get more and more invested. But the thing that they're trying to do is work out whether or not news media should get paid to have their stuff on there, because basically what Facebook does is show the title, and then people just read the title, don't click through, and don't actually go to the website to read the news article. So the newspaper doesn't actually get any like revenue from the click through, which is what all of them are trying to do.
I suppose they might actually get more money for the news medias, maybe.
Yeah, but I think it was that they'd have to pay like 100 million or $1 billion, $2 billion a year just to house news on their websites.
Wow.
And they don't want to pay that.
No.
That was like one company though. That was like the Rupert Murdoch owned news corporations. If it passed, because news media is dying because they haven't caught up with the times, and they've basically gone, well, look, everyone's sharing it to Twitter, but we don't so they're all going clickbait articles just to get the headlines to get people to click through, and then the articles aren't relevant to what the title is, and it's just become a mess.
Hate news media, man.
So people don't click on news articles anymore because why would they?
No, I don't.
I hate
news. That's why I struggle to find news topics.
Yeah. But this is the problem, because all the news media has gone through to click-through rate because they're trying to get advertising so that they can get money, because they're not selling anything, because all they need to do is make privatized news again. So it's all just pay behind a paywall, like all the Times and the Guardian, but people don't want to pay for the news because it's all bullshit. So that's their problem. If they started doing news properly again, and we didn't have 24-hour news cycles, which ruins fucking everything because you have to keep continuously trying to find news, and even if it's not correct, you just push it anyway. It's dumb.
Also, Facebook doing the banning of news articles is the same kind of reason for people say tax big companies.
Yeah,
they just leave.
Facebook needs to be taxed. Amazon needs to be taxed.
They just leave.
Yeah, that's the thing.
If you tax them, just leave and go, nah.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you also just go, we'll leave, everyone else leave, they have no power because they can't make money because no one can use their
fucking... At that point, you need everyone in the world to do that, but they won't.
Yeah.
As soon as they get weakened somewhere, they go, we get even more money because they're coming to us. And they are still paying some tax, so we get more money.
Yeah, I know. There's no easy way to do this, but this is why you shouldn't allow them to get this big in the first place.
Yeah.
This is why you need to snip
I
them
suppose
before.
anything that you could do is maybe the EU or the UN or just something like that. Big world body just stopping it.
Well, Dan, if they ban it in the EU, we don't have to follow that rule anymore. So,
Yeah, the UK will prosper. We go,
Yeah.
come here, boys.
we'll get all the shit news from Facebook.
Now we should get more money. The government will get more money from Facebook. Yeah, come here, lads.
But the thing is, Facebook originally is just a social media thing, and it's just people showing off their lives. And then it became a news thing because they needed to be able to push.
And now it's for middle-aged people.
And now it's going to go back to just being people's posting on social media again without having the news. So it's just going to become Instagram, which they already own. So
I hate social media, man. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb. And I'm glad they're banning Australia from having news, but I'm also not happy with Facebook being that big that they can do this and threaten an entire government with not having. Also, just stop posting fake news. It's dumb.
Well, trying to think of a segue.
Speaking of dumb things that people do with stuff, Nvidia is halving the hash rate of RTX 3060s to make it less desirable to cryptocurrency miners.
Yeah, I don't know what hash rate is. I'd like to say I do.
I don't know what a hash rate is.
I'm
guessing it's how much they can mine.
Yeah, it's got something to do with that. But it's going to be a good thing, at least. I don't think it's make a difference. The problem is a GPU shortage.
Because people will just, unless they've internally coded it or internally build it so that it's halved its thing and you can't unlock it again, people are just going to unlock it.
What's more the fact, even if you reduce it, you still can't buy graphics cards on the minute.
No, but it should make it less desirable.
Are the cheapest graphics cards to buy right now.
The which ones?
The new graphics cards, the cheapest cards to buy right now.
Well, yeah, because everyone's buying up the old ones because they're the ones that have available stock.
Yeah, they for crypto mining. So the new cards are really hard to get hold of, and by doing this, you're not doing anything.
Well, you're making it less desirable for them to be able to.
But they don't care. They're going to get what they can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe less desirable, but it doesn't make it not desirable.
What a hash rate.
It's just desirable to have a GPU that you can crypto mine on. Because if you don't, there's no other GPUs to buy. So I'm never going to get one.
You will eventually.
2 years.
By then they'll have brought out a new one.
I reckon I might get the 4000 series. Tried to get that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll wait and see. Might never happen. Might be a good thing. Might be a bad thing. I'll talk about something else. That might be a good or bad thing. Here's the first look at Microsoft's xCloud for the web.
Yeah, on an audio medium then.
Yeah,
Here's
but I just
look.
thought so
you just wanted to read the headline that you wrote.
So people who don't know, Microsoft's
I don't know.
Microsoft game streaming service is called xCloud, and at the minute it's only available on Android devices and on...
Oh, this is their way of working around Apple. Because Apple would ban them from... Yeah, so they had to have a web-based because you can't have it on the App Store, so you couldn't get Microsoft's xCloud on the Apple App Store.
No.
And so this is their web-based browser so that they can just implement it so they don't have to use... It's what Apple Epic did with... but they pushed it to a web browser so that you could buy V-Bucks, not cryptocurrency. Imagine if V-Bucks became a cryptocurrency. That's when you know the world's going to end.
V-Bit.
Probably.
V-Bitcoin.
No, they'll just be called V-Bucks. that will be the cryptocurrency. It will just be V-Bucks.
You never know.
Maybe it virtually buy. If Epic ever gets their way, they'll probably do that. But yeah, this is their way of bypassing Apple's terms of service because they're not on the App Store. You can just use the web browser because everyone can use a web browser. So you can just open up the web browser and you can play xCloud on that rather than having to have a specific app on the web.
But what it does mean now, if you can get it on your PC, what is the point of an Xbox?
This has been the point for ages. They're not trying to sell Xboxes. They're just doing it just so that people who still want an Xbox can buy an Xbox.
Yeah.
But anyone else, they're just trying to build up a subscription base so that they can just profit off that.
In the big one, for last week, we talked about the future and we talked a lot about the software being the future.
Yeah. It's very interesting stuff that's all going to be coming out because it's just going to be... Even Sony kind of backtracked on their dismissal of it. They were like, oh shit, we've got to bring out. So I think their PlayStation Now is going to get revamped and they might bring out a similar service.
Yeah.
Like tie in PlayStation Plus and tie in PlayStation Now as one continuous bundle rather than having them as two separate things. And I think in Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo are all working on cloud-based systems because they all have partnered together to work with Microsoft to get cloud-based streaming stuff together.
It's the same as Samsung. It's just taking Microsoft service.
Yeah, pretty much. Because they've got the infrastructure, so why not?
Yeah, I mean, Xbox. Well,
Microsoft doesn't. This is Microsoft's plan. They don't care that they're just owning the tech that everyone else wants to buy.
Yeah,
so it's the same.
Yeah,
it's the
right.
same problem with like Samsung screens. Everyone wants to buy Samsung screens, so that Apple and Google and stuff pumped money into LG, so that they would get more. Like LG screens would get better, so that they could compete with Samsung.
So there's actually competition, not a monopoly.
So they didn't have to just always buy from Samsung.
But yeah.
yeah. Speaking of Apple and Android and stuff, Pixel's Android phones may get face-based auto-rotation feature with Android 12.
There was rumors about this for a while.
So this is the best feature that I can think of for a phone. And this is basically, the auto-rotation thing works based on the gyroscopes of your phone.
Yeah,
so when you turn your phone, it turns the screen. But then when you're lying in bed, you have to turn it off because you don't want it, because you've got it in landscape mode and you don't want it to turn vertically and sit in portrait mode or whatever it is.
I think you just have it vertical. I can read it like that.
Yeah, but what this is going to do is it's going to track your face. So depending on where your face is and which way your screen is orientated to your face, it will auto-rotate based on that. So if you're lying in bed and you're with your head sideways and you have your phone that landscape, it will auto rotate, so it's like that, and it won't turn back into. And when you're like moving your phone around, it won't auto change. So
yeah.
I look forward to this. This is a cool thing that I'm looking forward to.
Well, I won't be getting Android 12, unfortunately.
Why not? Which one?
Because I'm on the S9. They don't update it anymore.
Yeah. Well, I will be because I'm on an S21 Ultra.
I'm stuck on Android 11 until I get a new phone, and my battery is very much dead now. I can only do 40 minutes of streaming before it dies.
Oh, my battery's great. My battery lasts all day and only goes down to about half.
I think it's like a 3,000 mAh battery in the S9 or something like that.
Mine's
and now with it's 2 years old or 3 years old now, so the battery's dead.
The newer phones are getting like 6,000 milliamps, 7,000.
No, they're still 5,000.
No, there is a 6,000.
There is one, but nominal still 4, 5.
They'll push it to
Samsung, Apple's are like 3,800.
Yeah, they're slowly bringing them up to modern standards, but they're just trying to.
Well, the trouble is that they want to introduce this 5G and the 120 hertz refresh rate, and even Apple's optimization can't stop that draining the battery quickly. That's just like a thing that drains the battery. No matter.
I need to upgrade to 5G, but we don't have a SIP network around here yet, so I want.
Well, there might be one around me soon. That's what I'm hoping.
There's going to be one where I work, but that just seems pointless.
You have to watch all your things watch 8K video when you're streaming on there.
Well, I do use my data when I'm at work because I have 100 gigs and I'm just like, well, I need to use it. Even though my work's got like Wi-Fi built in and I don't use it because I'm just like, I'm just going to use my data because otherwise I'm not using it.
That being said, do you feel like you'd actually need 5G?
I'd like it because I do sometimes just like encounter stuff like struggling buffering, and occasionally if you want to stream high-end video like 1080p or 4K, it doesn't work very well because it always connects to the like frame rate that's the best suited for the data that you're streaming, so it always goes to 480 or 720 or stuff like that, and I'm always converting it to 1080p just to drain my data.
I get that on my bloody phone anyway. Even on my Wi-Fi, it still goes to 480. I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, this is the problem with the fucking thing I have. When I Chromecast, if it's set to 480p, it Chromecasts to 480p, and I have a 4K Chromecast. So it looks horrible on an 8K TV as well. Like, modern problems, people. Modern problems.
Well, talking about something being horrible, let's go on to our final topic of Are You a Sexpert? So you have got me a topic. Well,
I've got you a sex move from Urban Dictionary that you have to guess just based on the title.
Yes, that's it. Words are hard.
Dan.
Thank you.
Dan, the unicorn. What does the unicorn entail?
I feel like we've had this one before.
No.
Okay, I feel like this is going to be something weird and it's not going to be obvious.
Okay. Do you have any hint? What does your mind wander to when you hear the unicorn?
The unicorn. I'm going to assume that the woman gets on all fours, and then the man...
So you think the woman is a participating,
or the partner.
Is a consenting adult to this?
Why did you say it like that?
No, I'm just saying.
Why did you say it like that?
It's nice to know where your mind goes.
I think it's a consenting adult.
You're always thinking of consent. That's good. You're gonna make a woman very
obviously.
happy when you do the unicorn to her.
I'm worried now.
Nah.
And then
what's there to worry about?
And then the man stands over her shoulders, and then his penis just flops over as an erect penis above her head.
Okay.
To create
Is
a
that your
unicorn.
final answer, or do you want to have another go?
And then she jacks him off onto her hair.
Ooh, okay. Right. Is that your final answer?
Well, tell me how close I am.
You're getting there.
Getting there. So jacking off into hair, was that something?
That's getting there.
Okay.
Do you want to have another attempt with that information that I haven't really given you, but I've given you?
I'm assuming something to do with jacking off into the woman's pubes.
Ooh, good guess. Is that your final answer? And then
I-
doing what with
I
those
reckon that's got something to do with it.
Mm.
And then she puts that somewhere. I'm assuming.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's gonna have to be my end to make.
Is that you're gonna be the end of your guess?
Yeah.
Okay. So Dan, the unicorn, following in the tradition of the dirty Sanchez, this is a sexual act. This can only be done with a girl with hair at least 8 inches long. While she is sleeping, you ejaculate in her hair, aiming to the front specifically. Then take a small clump of the hair, ETA the very front and center, pull it straight up until it's taut, rubbing the seminal fluid and holding the hair until it dries. She will wake up with her hair resembling that distinguishing the feature of a unicorn. My girlfriend was being incredibly rude and I was sick of it. So after she fell asleep, I rubbed one out and gave her the unicorn and left for good.
Okay.
So you were close with the jizzing in the hair.
Yeah.
But what you failed to realize, Dan, is this was without consent.
I thought it might be when you said that.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
the
that's
unicorn.
It. That's another episode over and done with.
Yeah. I'll give you half a point because you got close with the jizzing in the hair.
Thank you.
Someone
very
who's
much.
keeping track of this, because for previous ones we've done point systems, and someone in the comments will be able to tell us what Dan's up to.
I'm
at this
sure
point.
they won't. But thank you anyway.
Also, I think I keep changing this every time, so I don't know what the pointing system is.
Well, yeah, because every time you get a point, it's like, yeah, I think you've gotten 2 points now, every episode.
One day we'll learn. But that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you Friday, and then we'll see you Monday.
And
that's how our system works. And that's how our system works. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the end of the show. I hope you enjoyed. It's time for us to stop plugging shit. Dan, do you want to hit us off?
So check me out at twitch.tv/whereitsabout and check Danny out at twitch.tv/Frankenstein.
You can also check me out at Frankenstein on Twitter and Frankenstein Gaming at YouTube. And if you want to know how to spell it, it's FrankComstein. And if you want to send in comments or emails, you can email at us at tfepod@gmail.com. And also leave a review, like, comment, subscribe, and if you want more.
Excellent.
Is that about it, Dan?
Yeah, that's it.
Lovely. We'll see you next week. Bye. Peace out, everybody.
Bye.